It is a mess in America today. It really is a mess. But don't worry, this will turn around. It's not going to last, even though we have a government now that's doing all it can to grab hold of the people's lives and set it up where they will always control them. It's interesting to see it. Never seen this in the greatest country on this side of heaven. It is truly a spiritual battle, a warfare between good and evil, right versus wrong. Good versus evil, right versus wrong. You hear the government say that they're about the job rating thing. People are not working. And a lot of folks are not working today because they don't want to work. They are comfortable living at home, receiving a paycheck from the government, not realizing that they are being set up. They are being set up by not working. You give them a few pennies, they become lazy and don't want to do for themselves, not realizing that they are being controlled by the government. It's amazing to see it. I saw it happen with the blacks long time ago during the so-called civil rights movement. One of the worst things that happened to black folks. But I saw it happen to them. The black people used to work and take care of themselves. Never even imagined that the government could take care and would take care of people. And so they had this phony civil rights movement with Martin Luther King and all them. And the so-called leaders of the civil rights movement sold the blacks to the government under Lyndon B. Johnson. They said, look, give the black people some money, some free stuff, and let us be the leaders of the blacks. And they said, okay, what an amazing deal. So they did it. And so they started giving black people free stuff back then. And with your physical eyes, you can see that the blacks got worse instead of getting better. Look at them today. No character, no family, no work ethics, no nothing. Just begging and trying to take. Reparations, affirmative action, insurrections in the different cities and states around the country. They just want, if you don't give it to them, they're going to take it. Because that's what happens when you don't want to work and do for yourself. CBS is reporting that a very disappointing job report revealed that the unemployment rate has risen past 6%, leaving millions of Americans out of work. Yet many workplaces are also unable to fill their position. The jobs are there. It's just the people wait for that stimulus check, and they get more with unemployment and with the stimulus check that they don't want to go back to work. Here's where Biden challenged the notion that Americans do not want to work. This is from Fox. Watch this.
I know there's been a lot of discussion since Friday's report, that people are being paid to stay home rather than go to work. Well, we don't see much evidence of that. Americans want to work. Americans want to work. I think the people who claim Americans won't work, even if they find a good and fair opportunity, underestimate the American people.
Amazing. One thing about the government today, along with the media, they lie to you now. I mean, every word that proceeds out of their mouth is a lie. It's just not true. And hear almost every day where people are looking for employees, but they won't take the jobs. Restaurants and different locations, right? Because they're getting the money. They are getting free money from the government, thinking that that's going to build a life for them. If y'all doubt me, look at the blacks. They're a perfect example of destruction. They don't want to go back to work. The government been taking care of them over 70 years now, give or take. And then when you cut off that welfare check, violence will come because they're going to get it by robbing, stealing, or killing. They don't want to go back to work. They're lazy. And that's what America is becoming with these stimulus checks and unemployment paying so much for so long that people don't want to go back to work. I want to show you a compilation of various news sources all talking about the shortage of workers. Watch this.
Wonder why your local restaurant doesn't have enough servers or why drive-through lines are getting so long.
Yeah, so in many cases, it's because the restaurant just can't find enough workers.
Millions of Americans still out of work and millions of jobs that still need to be filled.
Help wanted. The signs are posted everywhere these days, but despite the need for workers, some business owners are struggling to fill the jobs.
Why the lack of interest? Experts say pandemic health risks are at play. Child and elder care pandemic issues linger. And larger pandemic-sized unemployment benefits continue.
Now, SoFi Stadium over here is looking to fill thousands of event day jobs, and they are not alone. Help wanted signs are popping up everywhere, even in the face of today's disappointing employment report.
Isn't that amazing? People do not want to work. They're so gullible. It's no wonder the government today can just lie to the people and get away with it. Because, you get them free stuff. As long as you give them free money, you got them. How do you think the Democrats have been able to control the blacks for 70 years? Free stuff. Look at how the blacks are, there's an insurrection upon America. And they support Black Lives Matter and others in doing it because they need the blacks to be out of control, so they keep giving them free stuff. What a mess. I never imagined that would be happening in America. But don't worry. There's something good coming out of this. Here's a perfect example of something good coming out of this. This is from Twitter. The official GOP Twitter account tweeted on Sunday that 1.5 million U.S. mothers have fallen out of the workplace. And many are staying home to take care of their children because schools have not reopened. Biden is proven to be a detriment to getting mothers back to work. Now, the GOP, which is the Republican Party, is saying this as though it's a negative, that these mothers have to stay home and raise their children. But that's a good thing. Mothers are supposed to stay home and raise their children. So if the Chinese virus is forcing mothers and the closing of the schools, if forcing mothers to stay home and raise their children, I say, amen. That is amazing. That's a good thing. Mothers need to watch over their fathers' children so that we can start rebuilding a normal society again instead of abnormal, all this mess. Instead of all this mess. And this just proved even more so that the Republican Party is better known as a right-o party. Best known as a right-o party now. We only have one party in America, and that's the Democratic Party. The Republican Party and the Democratic Party are the same. It's one party. Because I've noticed that Republican representatives don't care about the lack of values anymore. Look how they want to put the mothers back to work and let the kids suffer. Because they want the kids brainwashed, dumbed down, and demoralized, thinking that they are going to get the votes. It's about self now. There is no two-party system in America. It's gone. Say goodbye. Unless the Great White Hope bring it back. Donald Trump, that is. Unless the Great White Hope bring it back. But men are waking up, so it's not by chance or accident. It is meant to be. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.